Hi there, it's Sally from Rickety Snippets here, and today I have a mini vampire folio to show you. The printable kit is available in the Rickety Snippets online shop, so the link to that is below. I've printed everything onto 160 GSM cardstock, and as you can see, I've cut out all the pieces and I've inked all the edges. I've got lots of lovely images in this kit. So we have some glamorous vampires and some not so glamorous vampires, and images of cemeteries and bats and some black butterflies in there too. So lots to play with in this kit. So I'm quite excited about this one. Okay, so I'm going to start by just sweeping all this to one side, and then see if I can find all the bits to make up the pages. So we need this piece, these two, this long piece, this two. Okay, so I think there are other bits, but I'll find those as we go along. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my cutting mat, because I'm going to score some lines into these pages so that we can get some nice folds in them. So I'm going to start with this piece, and I'm going to score. So there are two lines here in the middle next to each other, and then there are two lines just before the tab. Score those two. Then I'm just going to pull the page up where I've made those score lines, which will help me make that fold. Round, I think, to do that one. Those. And then I'm going to do the same here. So there's two here and two here, either side of this very blue chap. Okay, I'm going to put some ink onto this piece, just along those edges. Not all of that will show, but should get some nice joins there. Okay, so that's that one. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this piece onto that tab. Okay, so this just makes a really long center page. Put some glue right up to that line, the first line. See if there's any glue coming out of there. Yeah. That's it. And then line that up. So we've got that continuous piece of lace that runs all the way down that edge. Check it's in place. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and then turn this over, and so we want this to sit in the centre there. So we're going to line, actually put some ink on here as well. So it gets rid of the white, but it also helps us line this up. So that's going to sit right in between those two spines. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue right up to that first line, along the edges, this line, all the way around the edge, and lots in the middle. So this one's quite important to really line it up well and to have lots of glue on it, because this is kind of the backbone of our folio. So let's make sure it's on the right way. Line up those lines right in the centre. You can double check with your lines on the back as well. Okay, it's not as good as I'd like really. The glue set very fast there, so it'll be fine. Okay. Right, and so then we're going to put pages on here and here and here and here. So we have this image for the top, and they actually go on upside down. Well, they look like they're upside down, so that's the top. Going head to head, doing a handstand on this blue chap. So I'm going to put my glue on here. And so we want glue all over this, but I'm going to pay real close attention to this bit that butts up with this middle piece. So along this spine again, lots and lots of glue on there. Because you don't want that coming off again. So it will get really tatty. And then all the way along our edges again. And in the middle. And then line it all up. Set. And the same on this side. So on the bottom, the bottom, we have this lady, and again upside down. So lots of glue on the spine again. Oh, upside down. That's it. So yeah, so keys up the right way, and then these two should be upside down. Okay, so hope you're with me so far. I think so. It's a mini folio, but there's quite a lot to this one. Probably more to this than there is to some of the bigger folios. Right, so then we're going to flip it over and take this chap and this chap. And those two are going to sit either side, again over that gutter or that spine there. But these ones I'm going to turn into pockets. So I'm going to again put a lot of glue over the spine. And it doesn't matter if it overlaps a little bit. Just make sure you have a really good bit of glue on there. And then I'm just, actually before I do that, I put a bit of ink along this edge. And also along this edge. Just so that when you're putting things in there, you don't have that glaring white. You might not mind that, but I always find it really jarring when I do that. So yeah, completely personal preference. But to one side. Okay, so back to the sticking. Got to put glue on there, haven't I? Right, so I'm double checking where I am again. So that is the right way up. So he goes on that side. So I put some glue in the centre on that spine, which yeah, still sticky. And a little bit either side. Oh, no, no. Got that right up against that other page again. There's an overhang there. I'll cut that off. I don't think my spines were completely lined up when I stuck that first piece on, which is a shame. But anyway, so a bit more again in the spine. And then a bit along each side. Stick him on. Right, so from the other side, I want to score again along the 4 lines. So not the ones that sit right next to this image, but the next one along. So just, I won't go through the paper, but just give it a good score. So we can then fold them with those new images on there. that up. And the other way. Give them a little score this side as well if you think there's any resistance there. I'll do that for all of them. Yeah. So actually, we want them to fold in this way, so do that for all of them. There we are, and they all seem to be lining up fairly well because they're all bending okay, so that's okay. And there we go. So, when we pour them all in, you might have to just do a little bit of adjusting. So what you want is a kind of box shape with those spines, so they sit at a 90-degree angle. There we are. And that one. And that one. So it all folds up into a complete piece. Okay, so I can put the cutting board down for the moment. And we can work on all our pockets and other pieces. So first of all, you might have noticed that when you close it, this one is slightly shorter, the front cover, and that's because I'm going to stick this piece. So there are two actually of these kind of half moon shaped tucks. So we want the longer piece for the front, or we're actually going to stick it on the back, but that's going to form our closure. So I'm just going to lay it out like this, and I'm going to stick it on the bottom of this image. So I just want a little bit right along that edge. And then I'm going to stick that right at the bottom. So not over the gutter again, just over that, the bottom of that image, so that up to that line. Hold that down. So you can see you've still got your gutter here. It goes all the way around, so we're not going to put anything over that. Just on that, the bottom of this image up to the line there. Okay, so let that set a little bit of that glue. And we'll work on the inside. So with our second one, I thought it'd be nice if it went here. Again, not right up to this gutter, not into the gutter, but just up to that first line on the side. So I think I'm going to have glue just along the bottom. It's going to be a tuck and just a tiny bit on that edge. There we go. I'm just going to let that set a little bit as well. So we also have pockets for this bottom piece, this bottom page, and this top one. There's some really red lace on there. So yeah, I'll stick those two down. So bottom one, I'm going to put glue right along both sides and along the bottom edge as well. Oh, glue today, gunky. So this piece of lace down the side kind of matches up on that pocket. There we go. And I'm also going to make a mini pocket with that lovely spooky eye. I think that will look really great down there. So again, just some glue along both sides. And some along the bottom. You could just have it as a tuck if you don't want to do all the sides. Oh, look at that. So let that dry a little bit again. With this one, I think I might try just ripping the top. It kind of feels like it could benefit from a little frilly edge. Go with the lace. I'm just going to put a bit of ink along that tear. That. Again, glue along both edges and some on the bottom. Again, not sticking it over the gutter, just on the bottom of that page. There we go. Okay, and then our middle page is actually going to have a notebook on it. And I'm just going to put this belly band on to hold the notebook. So a little bit of glue either side. And I'm going to stick it kind of almost midway between the clock and the top. On this top pocket, I think I might stick another mini pocket on there as well. Oh yeah, perhaps with this number 13. Covered up the lace, which is a bit of a shame, but nice. Okay, so I might put some bits into these pockets before we move on. Oh, I love this eye. I think that would be kind of neat next to him with his eye. Some creepy. What else have we got? So this little kind of doll, vampire doll. Let's put him in there. Her in there. Then I can have a postcard in that top one. This one rather glamorous. Lamps in there. And we've got some more little oops, little bits go in there. That could have been a belly band, couldn't it? Lacy round to not to cover up her face, really. Go. And then this bottom one, I think another, I say postcard, mini postcard. There, or journey card. Red eyes looking at you. These little stamps that could go in there. Skulls. Lots of little creepy bits that can go in there. Set. So I'm not going to put anything on this one, but he is a pocket, and this is a pocket, so we can put some bits in there later. I think what we'll do next is make up the notepad that's going to go in the middle there. So having said I'm not going to do any more scoring, I do need the cutting board again. So I'm going to score again. There's two lines next to each other in the centre there. When I'm scoring these lines, I'm kind of aiming for the centre of them. They're quite narrow, but should give you a good idea of where to score. And then I'm folding them into my ruler. I actually want them this way around, so I think you get a better score if you actually score into the side that if you first fold into the side that you scored onto, and then turn it over and fold them the other way. There we are. So you need some pages for your notebook. So I've just used here some paper that I've stained with tea, and then also some bits of a brown paper bag. So I think there are about 20 pieces here. So the bag is a different kind of weight of paper than the tea stained, but what you want to do is just put it in and make sure it's not bulging beyond your spine. So that feels like quite a nice kind of number of pages there. And then I'm just going to tap them so that the pages are all lined up at the top. It would be nice if they were lined up everywhere, really. But the top is the most important because we're going to put a staple through all of them, and you want it to be as close to the top as you can get it, while still getting all the pages in. So like that. Okay. You can put a couple in there if you prefer, but one's enough to hold it, and then just make sure all your pages, it's grabbed all your pages. And then I'm going to take the ruler, and you can do this with a pencil, but I'm going to use a pen so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to measure just slightly below the staple. So from the top of the paper to below the staple, which is about 0.5 centimetre. And then I'm going to draw a line. It doesn't have to be very precise, just I hate measuring. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. And I'm going to do the same. Make a line on my front page. Can't decide which one I want to be the front. Maybe the butterfly. I might decorate this back page though. a look, see what I can put on the back page. Okay. Do that first, and it might help me make my decision which one's going to be the front or the back. So this is, I'm going to make this into a pocket again. Pocket. Some bats on it. That's it. I'm going to put something in there. Leaf it. Yeah. Oh yeah, look, peeking out. I do love all this gothic stuff. There we go. So that could be the front. I'm just going to put it back on the folio. See if I like that. Or do I like this? No, I think I'm going to use the butterfly. So once you've decided which is going to be your front, you want to draw that same measurement, or just mark it on the front cover. So I'm just going to put a dot there. Then I'm going to score. Oh, I should use a cutting mat. Let's make a line, scored line there. And fold that in. Okay. So straighten that back out again. The next thing I'm going to do is to put some glue along, so from that score line that you've just made up until the spine. So not into the spine, but just along that spine. And then I'm going to put these pages stick those down. So still allowing space for the spine. The pages are up to that first line of the spine again. So I have cut those pages a little bit smaller than the cover. That's it. And then, so it's not really dry yet, but I'm going to put some more glue actually on the pages themselves, right up to the line. It's not so important for the back. It doesn't really matter if the glue comes down a bit further, but maximise those pages so you get to use as much of them as you want, as you can, not take up too much space with the glue. There we go. So now when you fold it up, you can fold it up along that score line. Got a bit of leakage there with the glue, but along the score line, and then you can write on those pages. Now I'll just flip up, or you can rip them out as you go. But you have a little notebook. Maybe too tall. Right, that's it. Okay, so once it's all dry, which is not really, but leave it a little while to set properly. But you can slip the bottom or the back cover of the notebook through that belly band. Let's push that in, and then we'll just hold it in place. There we are. And you can sit and make your notes. Or even stick some of your ephemera onto some of those pages maybe. Okay, so I think that's the inside done. So I'm going to fold it up. So the way to fold it, these two should fold in first. So the two side flaps flap in first, and then you bring up this page next, and then that page lastly, because it has the biggest spine. Okay, so we now want to decorate these two pages. So for this page, I have, no, that's right, this strip. So you can use this however you like, but I think I'm going to tear off the sides or the edges. Again, because of that kind of lacy feel down the middle, it feels like it should have a kind of organic edge to it. And I'm going to ink those again. I mean, if you like white, it is quite nice because it is, again, kind of lacy. Feels like for a vampire folio, you ought to have some dark edges. I haven't got any black ink, but that could be quite nice, I think, on here. Just got the brown ink. And now I'm going to just stick that in the centre. So a bit of glue top and bottom. Shifting. Leave that set just for a little while. And work on this side. So this piece matches the back. So it could be like a kind of secret pocket. You can, not that you can get very much in there because it's quite thin, but enjoy the idea that people don't always know they're there, these pockets. Line that up. Again, I'll let that set for a little while. Hopefully this one is now a little bit more, a bit more set. So we can put one of these little journaling cards in there. This butterfly. Whoa. Which one is that butterfly? Oh, it's not really set, ugly. Anyway, you can give yours a little bit longer to set. Perhaps this kind of symmetry scene as well could sit in there. Okay, right, I won't put too much in there because I don't want to put any more stress on that glue, that wet glue. And then in this one, it's kind of weird bat. Spooky. And that, I think, is almost done. So we have some more bits of ephemera to play around with, but for the minute, I think I'll put that in these side pockets. So put those in there. And that one. Okay. Oh, look at her. She's so creepy. I'll put her in there. Okay. Folding all of it in. So again, two sides in first because actually the gutters are slightly narrower on those side ones. Then you have the bottom, and then you can tuck the front into this tuck that we created at the beginning. I might just finish it off. Another little label on there. Go, and then you could put your final pieces of ephemera in there if you wanted to. Oh, I really quite like to be able to see that image on the front. So there you go, one little pocket-sized folio stuffed with ephemera, so you can stick it in your pocket and take your vamps with you wherever you go. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.